And I'm going to share my screen. Took me a minute. I'm getting used to this. And here we go. Okay, so here you go. We're on American Dragons, History of Attacking Livestock, Trains, and Humans. And what you're looking at is a picture of a pterodactyl that people saw as big as a trolley car. And when I was turning 6, God saved my life. It raised my vibration to where I could see into the higher dimensions and all these different entities. And they noticed me. It was so great, but not really. And this pterodactyl noticed us when we're driving on our way to Colorado, going through probably around Ames in Iowa, and he started pecking at the car. Now, God told me to go to sleep, so he wouldn't want to have the pleasure of killing me. I guess these creatures don't really want to eat anything that's already dead. They want to be doing it. So when I went back to sleep, basically fainted. Um, he just kind of went away. So that was very cool. But here's a picture of somebody else who's seen one. And she also noted, here's another one. She said that there was a train, if I can get to it, there where a snallygaster was going. And let me get back to it. Hold on. This has never happened, so I'm in new territory. Here it is with the going after the dragon. Now, this particular dragon looks like he could be either a Thunderbird type or something along those lines. Thunderbirds are huge. They look kind of like large batwing, nasty dragon things that you just wouldn't even understand. Here's one where they said it was kind of like a flying alligator head reptile. And now I see this one has his wings out. I don't see feathers on the wings like I kind of saw. And his hands are up here. But the one I saw had his actual feet were like a bird's and they were tucked up kind of like hands. So I don't know if that's completely accurate. However, the one I saw was in Kentucky, and that was in 19, like, I don't know, 92 or something. Uh, we were heading towards Louisville. We were in the mountains, and this telepathic creature tells my dad to come. So my dad says, "Oh, let's go down this little mountain path." And we ended up stopping for lunch. And then this large critter was getting really angry, so he was like, "Come here." And I was with my boyfriend at the time, and so I was got in the car, and my dad let me drive, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden this huge thing starts circling, and all I can say is it was terrifying. And his head was just like, bigger than my window, bigger than almost like my car door, and this thing is slithering around, kind of half flying, and his eyes were red, and he had a what looked kind of like a beak. But as I was kind of looking at it, he also had like jagged, like pointy, sharp teeth in his bottom jaw. And they actually moved. He got mad, and the beak, like these fangs, splayed when he's like, ah, he's screeching. So that was really a little terrifying. And um, what God said was, distract him. So, I don't know how you distract an entity besides annoying them. So I just started singing, that song, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And I got my mom to get in there, and I got my boyfriend to get in there, and we were singing, and this creature is just going, "What the hell are you doing?" He was so angry. Um, and he was gonna flip the cars were coming around the corner. So God told me to brake and swerve. So when he came, he overbalanced and went crashing into these trees. And then God's like, go really fast. So I'm speeding down this highway. And by the time we got to the bottom and into the open area, this creature stopped following us. And thank goodness, because he was telepathic. And I did ask him where he was from, like, what are you? Who are you? What is your deal? And he really was like, I'm gonna take you and pull you 100 feet up in the air, suck your blood out, and drop you on, on your empty husk on the ground. And I fed in 178 other worlds, and I'm from Agaharta, down in the entrance of the Mammoth Cave. It goes all the way to Inner Earth, apparently. Uh, and then he started talking about stargates and all this other stuff like beyond the ice walls. And that's kind of a whole nother situation. But, um, you know, these huge, huge, huge dragons they're quite aggressive, the Thunderbirds. Another one of these things, yep, here's another pterodactyl that somebody was, or petrosaur that somebody was noticing on the West Coast, and those are very interesting as well. And then there was one here. Uh, there we go again, another commercial. And then, yeah, there was this snallygaster, and I actually took a look at see if we could find another picture of a snallygaster. Here's one. You can see he's got the four paws rather than the two. And the one I saw, we went to the East Coast um, as a trip, and my parents were going to take us camping in Virginia, and so this 6 foot man-sized blackish dragon with a wingspan, feathered bat wings, of course, so that made they went out another, I don't know, 10 feet from the body. So this thing is like, maybe 20 feet wide with the wings, and then kind of standing there. And he was just all excited about taking my blood too. They are definitely bloodsuckers. And I just was, he was so cute. He was like a bearded dragon. He was so cute. And I was like, you're just too cute. I can't be afraid of you. I'm like, you need to come home with me, and you can sleep in my bed, and I will feed you mealworm treats, and I'll call you George, and I will love you and hug you and squish you, and just like the abominable snowman does. Bugs Bunny. He was so offended. He got really freaked out. He's like, you creepy little human, stay away from me. Oh my gosh. That was a crazy trip because we just saw all scores of like crazy cryptids, and that snallygaster was one of them. So then, like I said, I like to know about other people's stories. So I've been following this guy called Night God, and he has some really good stuff too. Um, I'm going to go back to the beginning of this and just kind of play it, because not only does he have snallygasters and things, he's also got some interesting Bigfoot type beings. They prefer not to be called Bigfoot. They're actually Sasquatch or Omas or Nirvana people. This thing was saying in 1875, there was a photographer who got to take head shots of these creatures, and so he got the the Sasquatch, and I believe this is a Mothman, and the Mothmen also like hot nectar. They like to drink blood. And they have some pretty big wings, so they're about 8 foot tall, like the body, and then the wings spread out about 20 feet. So they're huge, huge, huge creatures. And uh, next we have, if I can get to it, oh, there we go. So here's our snallygaster, and I'm sorry about the comments in there. You're just going to have to go and take a look at yourself, but if you take a look at here, you can see that he's got some nice little hollow fangs on him. And he's got, kind of looks like a vampire bat nose, and he's got the nice little horns and everything. He was so cute, so adorable. Very, mm, kind of a, I'm big enough to kind of an attitude. The Thunderbird dragon was just kind of nasty, but this one was very cute. Um, oh, and in this, more in this collection, here's another Sasquatch, and this looks like a very angry Sasquatch, probably from the East Coast. And I mean, who wouldn't be when there's stupid humans running around attacking them? And I say that tongue in cheek because people have been killed by these creatures and consumed, and I've run into like nice ones and parasite ones that were just not very nice. But there's a picture of a crabby Sasquatch, and then this would be a dogman. I believe they are from Anubis, and that particular entity is in a higher vibration. So it mated with human women, and then their offspring are kind of like they've got this higher vibrational stuff in them, so they can't really die. So you kill the animal part, and then it comes back, and you call it a Wendigo, which don't say that too loud or too often because they are telepathic and they hear you. But this definitely looks like a dogman who's already been previously killed and just kind of zombified, came back. And then the very last thing on here, this is your a bust part of the head with a large Thunderbird style. Now these two fangs will open up. Like I said, when he's angry, he'll go like, "Ah," and you can see how he's got some other stuff in there, and his eyes were wide and red. And I wish it didn't have that in there, but um, yeah, again, if you go, you can take a look and you can see the eyes, and then just imagine he's got his wings and his feet. He's kind of like hunched over, taking a look at, at that. Um, and then just because I was here taking a look at stuff, Night God has so many different things. I'm just gonna let you take a look at this other video quick of people. Here's dragon. There's a big dragon type. There's some large bones. These have all been taken somewhere. I wouldn't say where exactly, except it rhymes with Histonian with an S. So Smith and Stone, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right, that's gone through enough. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. And I'm going to stop recording for a moment. Okay, so here's the clip. I'm going to share screen again. And you can see from this person's spirit walker. I'm gonna play for it. Unfortunately, the guy swears a little bit, which I don't appreciate, but that's just me because entities, higher dimensional entities tend to swear a lot. That's the only reason why I don't appreciate it that much. Somebody was in their house, they saw F-18, F-14s going by in Bryan, Texas. And then later that night, captured video of eerie noises in the same location. So this guy walks outside. La 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 la. Oh, let's listen to it. Let's go out and see if it eats us. Let's be smart. Okay. If you hear this noise, do not go outside, please.
So there's this weird sound off in the distance. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Right there.
What is that?
They scream.
It's coming from up in the sky in that direction. And it's so loud, it sounds like screaming. And then it sounds like war cries, like right now.
You'll see it, you'll hear it again.
There. See that thing in the sky?
And then I'll show you what looks like
Precious?
a dragon with his wings out.
What is that?
Here's another thing where some people were on a motorcycle and the dragon swooped down, and I think he was getting ready to eat them when he realized that they were recording, and these entities are not supposed to be seen. So you're going to see the wing. There it goes now. And then the wing disappears. Yeah. So if that doesn't sound like something that came out of one of the Jurassic Park movies, um, there is that. And so, yeah, those are my videos for today and my stories. And again, I really believe that our species is ascending, and so everybody's going to learn how to get in a higher vibration. And the way you do that is you practice your meditations, you go through all the past stuff that you have been through, forgive it, get rid of it, live in love, and that brings up your vibration. And when you're in a higher vibration, you will want to reach out and help everybody else, which is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm in a higher vibration and practicing all the ways you can go higher. So you can do that on your own. It goes faster with a coach, just saying. So um, I'm available, and um, yeah, reach out and um, appreciate you stopping in today.